Hi, and we're back, and this is the One Crispy Bacon on my podcast. Today, I'm bringing back Coach Eric. I We did a recording before, but guess what? Something happened. We lost the recording, the formatting at another podcast center. That's why we will never go anywhere else. We go to the freepodcastcenter.com in the Woodlands, or no, freepodcast.center in the Woodlands. Just Google it. It's producer Mike, and don't take my time slot because I will keep going.
For
So we
fight
were just talking about Delilah.
Delilah.
Yeah, you were saying you were asking if she's a national thing.
I didn't know she was a national thing.
She is, but
I thought it was like a Houston thing.
no, but she's so good. But she's kind of shady. Have you ever noticed that? She'll be like, "This is What this message is for Robert from Jennifer." She says she'll take you back after cheating, and then they put like some music on, some like Whitney Houston, like I
That,
have nothing. You're
that's
like, that's
crazy.
some shady stuff
She's
right
probably
there.
putting people's business out there without knowing it, or it just sounds so nice the way she's putting it out
She
there. But
puts it
yeah,
nicely because if you listen to Spanish radio, they do it harsh. They're like, she's cheating on you with her girlfriend, and you're like, what? Yeah,
gossip.
no, it gets really good for real. Then ratings, right? That's what I'm gonna do.
We all need
No,
ratings.
okay, so I think your camera's that one, and that's my camera right there. But we're just swinging it. Okay, so Coach Eric, I've met you. Is that what you know? Because you go by Coach Rocky as well.
I mean, Rocky's my nickname. That if someone's comfortable calling me that, great. If you know me by my first name, call me Eric. But yeah, whichever.
He did this, guys. No, I'm kidding. He made me lose all 100 and
The goal for you was just to
is
develop new habits, build up your strength, your functionality, and prep you for everything you were going through all year. And that's all I wanted for you for the meantime. You know what I mean?
so I'm gonna give the backstory. So I had the weight loss surgery, and then I think I was meeting with therapists,
hmm
a dietitian, and she was saying you have an eating disorder, and I was like, what? I was like, how do I have an eating disorder? Like I'm barely eating, but no,
Yeah,
that's part of a disorder.
yeah, definitely.
And then I'm not gonna say her name, but then I was like, I got on Facebook. I'm repeating everything. Some of
That
it we're
happened. Yeah.
repeating from the last time, yeah, from the other recording that we don't know what happened to the formatting. But I remember saying, hey, I need to lose weight. Does anybody recommend anyone? And then my friend, who's your friend as well, I believe. I think I went to high school together, right, or something.
No, I forgot how I met Brittany.
Yeah,
I forgot how I met her.
we'll say Brittany. Yeah,
It was through my bad. It was through a mutual
somebody,
friend.
mutual friends.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I helped her years
Yeah,
ago.
she got in great shape for that. And then she told me, and then I was like a little hesitant. The first thing I said to you, and the funny thing is, we were just talking about it yesterday. I was like, I want a big muscular booty,
Mm.
and you were like, just I remember you were looking at me on Zoom like, what is wrong with this dude?
Yeah, you're very upfront, but it's cool. I accept everybody's personality. Everybody's got their ticks. I have my ticks, but it takes me a while for me to get warmed up to start being
You were
myself.
no, you know, but you were very professional.
Yeah,
You didn't know how you were trying to feel me out,
yeah.
and not in that kind of way. You were trying to figure out
Well,
my
what helps is
personality.
when I can tell somebody that I'm consulting with, uh, if they bring up weed and they're, obviously they smoke or whatever, that's when I'm like, okay, cool. Like instant connection because
Mhm.
I like weed. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So that's when, we brought that up because you're like, oh, can I smoke? Whenever I'm on the program, like, yeah, it's fine. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
it
okay.
doesn't,
People actually ask you that?
yeah, I mean, you asked me that, because you're
Yes.
like, I like to get a little, and I was like, yeah, that's fine. Like, not gonna, there's no nutrition in weed unless it's like an edible, which has calories. But other than that, yeah.
Exactly. No, okay, so then I remember what was I gonna say? So, we're gonna start off with all that. We're gonna lay it out. So, because remember, I told you to come wear skimpy wearing outfits because I want you to sell yourself. No, I'm kidding. I want you to sell the program. I know that you do workouts, but what makes you stand out from all the other trainers? And I'm bringing it from my own perspective. I've had trainers that literally were either on their phone or they would forget about me because they saw the cuter guy or the cuter girl, and then I'm here falling down with these dumb bars on the floor. I'm like, I can't do this, and they
Yeah,
forget all about me.
distracted.
What I will say is, I like that you give us personalized attention. You have a small set of group of people. You teach us, but I want you to go ahead and go to the very beginning. Like I'm a new client. You call me. We set up a Zoom call. What is it that you do?
I mean, my main focal point for everybody is to help professionals that work 40 plus hours a week, crazy
Very
hours. They don't have
sedentary.
time. Yeah. Um, to help them drop anywhere between 15 to 25 pounds in the first 12 weeks without being on a restrictive diet or spending countless hours in the gym, right? And the reason why I say all that is because when somebody that's new into getting started, they think, all right, well, I gotta go meal prepping, I gotta hire a trainer, I gotta buy supplements, I
It's
gotta
true.
work out, I gotta do weights, and then I gotta do cardio. You gotta have all these things lined up, which if you have the time and you have the fortitude and whatever, in your schedule and you can make all that work, great, you will get results. But if you're somebody that's new and you're already hesitant because that sounds like a lot, my goal is to not make anybody feel so overwhelmed, but just start with the basics for them. So everything I do is very personalized and I don't say customized, but personalized, right?
You
Everybody's
do.
different. Everybody has different nutrition regimens, nutrition wants, nutritional patterns. You know what I mean? So I like to do anybody that signs up, whether it's online, in person, whatever. Um, I like to spend a good 30 to 45 minutes with them to understand what does your day to day look like. What are you eating?
You do
Okay,
this. Yes, you
and
do
I
it in
and
your
I love
first
it
meeting.
because I mean, one guy I did a consultation with him a month ago. Same thing, working crazy hours, driving around. His nutrition was legit gas station food.
Okay.
Buying, stopping at the store, buying, energy drinks, burritos, whatever. And I'm not gonna if somebody is eating a certain way, right? This is what they've been doing. I'm not gonna tell them, okay, well, you gotta cut that out and you gotta follow this new meal plan. Chicken, broccoli, rice, oatmeal. If they're not used to eating anything in that matter and they gotta prep all that and they're always on the go, then the likelihood of them following that regimen is not gonna be good for them. They're gonna fall off. They're gonna be discouraged. They're gonna feel like, oh, I can't do this. Not meant for you. It's not meant for me. I am doomed because this is my work. This is my day to day. So instead of me giving them just a cookie cutter nutrition, I look at what their day to day looks like. So with that consultation I did, he was gonna be a client, but things came up. But we did do. He paid me for a consultation anyway,
Okay.
and I went over his day to day. He stops here, he stops here, he stops here. So I gave him a list of items to choose from that are very, very um common at a gas station.
Correct.
Look for these, look for these, look at the nutrition facts on the calories in this. And sure enough, you know what I mean? I gave him all the options he can choose from and the different scenarios he may or may not have, whether if you go out to eat, if you don't go out to eat, helped him build a grocery list, right? Um, he posted on Facebook that he went from 260 and he dropped down to 240 in a matter
Wow.
of 3 weeks.
That's impressive.
Just by making those small changes. Now, he did say in that post, now he's got to make it to the gym. And I told him, "Hey, that took you a long way. So when you do incorporate the workout aspect, it'll only maximize your results even more." Now, just with that, that'll get you far, but after a while, there's going to be steps to it. There's going to be levels to it where we got to get a little bit more in depth with understanding nutrition and being more strategic on how you shop and how you plan your day, but helping clients that first get set up with fast, easy wins is what I look for. First 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 15 pounds, they just they build that belief. You know what I mean? And even if not even just that, if they notice that they're lifting heavier, they build that belief.
Okay, I will say this, and so going back to what you were saying at the very beginning of the consultation, I know that's what I really liked more about you because I've been with trainers before. They don't offer that. They
What's
don't.
that?
They and God, do I really sound like that right now? No, I real. I was like, they don't offer the one-on-one consultation.
Mm-hmm.
I've paid good money for trainers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that you're cheap, but I'm saying that I've actually paid. I paid, it was one trainer in 2014. I paid him $1,000 because he said, I'm going to give you a meal plan. We're going to follow this. Nothing. He never sent me anything. He just did what you said, the brown rice with the chicken and the broccoli, which I couldn't have the brown rice
And
at the time. And you offer, even if you're going like to restaurants to go, fast food restaurants, what you can choose. Because I know you design that as well. You also design a meal plan because I know my issue wasn't about the food intake or the calorie intake. It was more of the protein intake. So
oh
you would
yeah.
tell me, yeah, I remember you gave me the grocery list. You're like, this is what I recommend for you to do. And at the time, I was having a hard time digesting food. You're like, hey, do this, do the scrambled eggs. Even that
Well,
gets you
yeah,
in.
I was constantly checking in with you on what you were holding down and whatever
Yes.
you're holding down. I was like, let's keep note of those. That way you can focus on buying the foods that you can hold down the most instead of like, oh, I'll just keep guessing. You can hold down eggs. you know you can hold out, just hypothetical speaking, granola bars, and, deli meat, you know what I mean?
Protein drinks.
Protein drinks,
Mhm.
yeah. Just keeping it, noting those things and just focusing on buying those things. That way you don't have to worry about throwing it up was always the main thing. That way you can be
Yeah, so
consistent.
I will say this, he does specialize individually each person that he meets with.
Yeah.
And then also I remember there were times I wouldn't eat and I would almost pass out
Yeah.
in the class. I was like, "I'm getting dizzy. I'm blacking out." You're like, "Just chill, chill,
Yeah,
sit
for
down."
sure, for sure.
You're like, "Sit down, buddy. Just sit down." I'm like, "I don't think I can do it." But I was going back to what I was saying. I think you're right, and it's very true. I'm not a gym person. Number one, I'm not a gym person. Number two, what made me the accomplishment is the goal and the excitement. I wouldn't show it in the gym, but when you would make me go from lifting 10 pounds, 20 pounds. I think the last time I think I was doing 85 pounds, and I was like, dude, I can do this. Now I feel like I'm back to square zero. Not
Truthfully,
even square one, square zero,
um,
zero, pound zero right now.
no, you're not at square zero. You will. It's gonna take at least and from what I noticed, when someone takes a couple months off, and it's not like you took off because of lazy reasons. You took
Mhm.
off because of medical reasons. So I know you want to be back in the gym. So that's a
Yeah.
good thing. You will, when you do get back in it, you will start feeling sore again. You will be able to lift the weights you used to do, but it's gonna take at least 2 to 3 weeks for you to get comfortable with that weight again. You know what I mean? So yeah,
And this is not just for me.
you're
This
still
for
there.
that's just anyone that's what used to be a healthy.
That falls
And
off.
I'm just talking in general.
Mhm.
Anybody that general population that says, "Oh, I used to be a gym freak. Now I stopped going.
It
Now
just
I want to get
depends
back."
on how much
Because
fall off.
I'll tell you the truth though, that's another reason why I'm so embarrassed. I was telling our audience over here, I was like, I'm a little embarrassed because like before I joined, I call Coach Rocky again. I'm like, I gotta build up some kind of resistance because I
Yeah.
feel like I'm gonna pass out again in the
No,
gym.
no, no.
Like I can't do this.
No, I love helping somebody. I love walking somebody through the process rather than them feeling disappointed.
Speaking of process, and I was just talking about this with Julie. Do you remember Julie?
Mm?
Yes, and we were talking, and she said, and it's so funny. And Julie, she knows she's okay with it. I told her about it this morning when I was talking to her. I said, "Hey, I'm gonna meet with Eric." She said she started losing weight with she wasn't eating carbs, and then she introduced carbs, and now she's losing weight.
Hmm.
And so I was like, "Well, yeah, because Coach Eric taught me that." I'm like, "You have to have carbs." So explain that, break it down, tell us why, because I think people don't see that. I think people when they see carbs, they think it's the enemy.
Yeah.
You've always said carbs is not the enemy.
It's
Explain that,
it's
please.
not carbs, it's not fats, it's the amount of calories we're intaking, right?
Okay.
So I am a big I interpret everything I'm learning so I can get firsthand knowledge and so I can teach it down to my clients who I'm working with so you can know how to feel whenever you eat like this or whenever you train like this. And I'm in the trenches with you, if you will. So it's not about carbs, it's about the total calorie intake according to your lifestyle, right?
Okay.
So there's multiple examples, right? There's somebody that doesn't move around much was sedentary, right?
Mhm.
Someone that's very sedentary, you don't move around much, right? If that person wants to lose weight, then they need to eat a certain amount of food, right? Let's say person that doesn't move around so much needs to eat 1,300 calories to lose weight without, just with a sedentary lifestyle. Let's say person number two, is very moderate. They move around a little bit. They might work out 2 or 3 times a week. Well, they might need, because they're adding more movement than a sedentary person, they'll be able to lose weight on maybe 1,500 calories. So
Okay.
it's a
Got it.
200 calorie difference because one's a little bit more active. Now, if somebody is very active, meaning like they're very structured, they move very often, they exercise as often, then that means they'll be able to lose calories. They'll be able to lose weight on 1,800 calories.
Hmm.
So you see how the calorie difference changes according to your movement. You
Yes.
know what I mean? So let's say 1,300, 1,500, 1,800, you could put them all on McDonald's. As long as they're hitting that number according to their movement, they'll still lose weight,
Okay.
right? So that's all that matters. Um, so the way I learned that was throughout my 10 years of competing, and the reason why I compete is for credibility, right?
Can you break it down for someone like me in layman's term? What is competing?
Competing, fitness competitions, bodybuilding competitions.
Got it. Okay.
Yes, competing.
Okay.
I do those because I like to experiment on the extremes of nutrition and workout protocols, right?
Okay.
So I've done low carb. I've done, you know, 2 days of cardio. I've done, meal prepping. I've done different types of nutrition regimens, different workout styles. And all that boils down to is how much calories are you eating and
Okay.
how much are you moving, i.e., how many steps are you getting, right? It literally just boils down to that. And I hired a coach that taught me this, and he's a natural bodybuilder himself, and he's an extreme, like he's crazy looking, right, for a natural. And I've listened to his podcast, I've listened to his studies, and he worked with scientists. He
Okay.
legit goes through science to get the information compared to hiring another bodybuilding coach. That's all like, oh, just low carbs and not
So
more.
this isn't like a hype thing. Because
Mm-mm.
I was gonna ask you, why does everybody consider a carb an enemy? Like, that's what I just
It's
don't
just
get. Is it a
something.
hype? Is it because
I
I know the
think it's
last
something that
15
happened
years?
back in the day. I don't want to be like rude or anything, but probably like back in the 50s and 70s. I don't know.
Okay.
Something came along, and diet trends came out,
I
paleo
was gonna
diet.
fight you if you said 1999. I was
No,
gonna be
no,
like, look,
hell
I'm
no,
like,
dude.
we're about to fight right now.
That was me.
No.
No, before all that. So anybody just nowadays, even nowadays, influencer stuff, they just develop a program and they slap their own marketing name on it.
Okay.
And that's all anything is, honestly. There's nothing special about my program or this other guy's program or another program, because you're going to be doing squats, you're going to be doing chest presses, you're going to be doing push-ups. It's all the same thing.
Lunges. I hate
But
lunges.
it's all about how you coach the person to be successful and how to keep them consistent, right?
Yes.
That's what I've learned. Anyway, back to the carbs. I've experimented with the different diets, different training styles, and these past two competitions within the past year and a half, I was able to step on stage, drop over 40 pounds by making sure I hit my steps, right?
How many?
When I was training, it was a total of like 15,000 in the beginning, and then it went towards like 17,000 towards the end, right? Steps. Now, it doesn't matter what you do.
Oh, because
You
I'm
can,
here laughing because I'm like, I think I barely hit daily like 5,000.
right. And a minimum for a average person, I would say between 8 to 10,000, right?
Okay,
And
so I'm,
that's,
I'm underneath. Yeah.
so what I've learned, and even through my coach, is that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're running, sprinting, or walking. You're still gonna collect the same amount of steps if you do either of those exercises, right?
Mhm.
So let's say you get a runner, a sprinter, and someone that's walking. The runner collects 10,000 steps running. The sprinter collects 10,000 steps sprinting, and the walker collects 10,000 steps walking. Obviously,
Okay.
the walker's gonna take a lot longer,
Yes.
but nonetheless, the result will be the same. And when I heard that study, that's when I pulled back on hard running and hard cardio, and I just focused on walking. Just walked. And I made sure not to go over my caloric budget he gave me. That budget was, I've done budgets of 2,300, 2,400, 2,100. But he started me at the highest at 2,300, 2,350. Did didn't matter. It didn't matter what I ate as long as I did not pass that budget.
So I want to ask you this: when it comes down to competition, how do you prepare for competition? How many months do you have to get started before? How do you do this? Like, because I know at one point you're like, oh, I have to bulk up, or what's it called? Like, break it
Bulking,
down for
yeah,
me. Yeah,
bulking.
like, what's the process? What's the
So
steps?
when it
Like,
comes to all that, I've even learned with that, not necessary as far as bulking. So anyway, the competition process is, depending on where you're at physically, you gotta assess. Okay, excuse me, my competition weight is gonna be 150, right?
mhm.
Well, right now I'm 190. So if I want to be 150 on stage, that's where I need to be to look a certain way. That means I gotta drop 40 pounds.
Dude, how you have
No,
nothing
that's
else
just
to
a
do?
hypothetical.
Oh, because I was
Even
gonna
though,
be like,
yeah,
no, I'm like, dude, I'm
right,
looking at you right now.
right now I weigh 187. My competition is about 157. My off-season weight should be 175, so I'm working to get down a little bit more, just to be in a good place. That way I don't have to take too long to get there. I can get in shape faster and hold it, and then live life. Right,
Mhm.
that's my goal. But anyway, depending on however much weight you need to lose, that's how you dictate how long your training process is. So if you need to lose 40 pounds, you'll probably need 16 weeks,
So
20 weeks.
another question I want to ask, and I think I've asked you
But you
this
gotta you
before.
gotta know that, okay, if it depends on what you want to do. Do you just want to step on stage? Do you want to do well? Depends on where you're at physically. You know what I mean? And you gotta be real with yourself on
But do
that
you have
too.
do you prepare mentally for it too? I mean,
Uh,
do you have to? Like, I
Mentally
feel
for the stage or for the
for
process?
everything, for the entire thing, because I think
Honestly,
mentally, for me personally, for me to get on stage, like I've told people here before, I am like extremely and deathly shy. Deathly, like I would literally
Right.
have a panic attack. Shy. If there's more than 5 people in the room, I
Right.
won't talk.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people compete for personal reasons, not just to be the next champion or something. It's a spiritual journey. It is a spiritual journey where you learn about yourself along the way. Because, mind you, you got to train to look a certain way. You want to look as best you can. You want to look as lean as you can. So you know that birthday parties are coming up, anniversaries are coming up, holidays are coming up, whatever the case may be. You
Weddings.
weddings. And all these things are coming up, so you gotta know, okay, this is coming up. What am I gonna do to not be distracted,
To navigate
to
through it.
navigate through it? You
Okay.
know what I mean? Do I need to bring my food with me? Do I let myself enjoy that day? I just gotta be on point all week. So many different variables. So it's up to the person to know, all right, I gotta navigate through all these distractive events,
Mhm.
right? That's up to the person. You know what I mean? If you don't look the way you look by the day of the show, I mean, most people pull out. Some people just step up on it anyway. They still went through. So it's up to you. They're not gonna tell you to get off stage because you look like shit. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You already paid your dues. They don't care. Um, but yeah, so it's up to you on how long you need to lose the weight and what's up and coming and how you're gonna prepare to navigate through all that. You got to be willing. There's gonna be curveballs, and that's why I say it's a spiritual journey because I've been competing for 10 years. That doesn't mean I've had 10 perfect years of no curveballs thrown in my life. I mean, and honestly, I do enjoy the training process because I develop a mental fortitude each time, and that way, when something else is thrown my way, I handle it with grace rather than like all frustrated and getting all aggravated like most people do whenever something comes up. You
Me.
know what I mean? It happens. But that's why I'm a big advocate for fitness because it helps you with how you handle your problems. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Some I can speak in from personal experience that whenever I used to get really heavy in my off season and eat junk food and just gain weight because that's what you do, I would be very irritable whenever stressful situations came up. But then whenever I was in training mode and I was all eating good or eating better, losing weight, I handled stressful situations a lot more easier. And I hear it all the time through my clients as well and how they handle stressful situations. So having a physically fit lifestyle not only benefits your confidence in how you look and how you feel, but it will help you with how you navigate problems. You know what I mean? So competing is a spiritual journey. You got to make sure you plan everything out according to how much you need to lose. And stepping on stage, you know why you're doing this, so you gotta be prepared to. Okay, I'm gonna step on stage. You gotta. You Some people do freeze up there, but hey, you still did it. And that's another thing you probably have to train yourself to mentally prepare for if it's a battle that you go through with being under the lights. You know what I mean? Yeah, so it's a lot, man. It's a lot, but it's fun. You learn about yourself a lot every time you do it. For me, like I said, I do it for it's fun. People do marathons, they do pickleball, they do um what's another thing they do obstacle courses.
Mhm.
People legit travel around the nation, maybe even the world for CrossFit events, for pickleball events,
Mhm.
for obstacle courses, for
Okay.
marathons. People are doing that. Well, me competing is my hobby. That's my hobby. I like I
Got
like
it.
competing because I get to travel. Mind you, I'm spending my own money, but it gives me a reason to travel. I like to celebrate afterwards. It gives you a purpose of celebration. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's just fun. It's so fun all around. I've got a backlog of photos of me in shape on stage, and I've met different people from around the world, different influencers. It's just yeah.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta put your foot down
I'm
and
jealous. I was in
foot towards it.
London, stuck in an airport, but that's a whole
When
different story. No, this is like years ago. I was stuck in an airport, and there was like people were going, "Oh, we're having fun." I was just stuck at the airport, just waiting for my next flight, like
you're
6 hours.
what's it called? What's it called when layover?
It was a well, no, it wasn't a layover. It was a delay
Oh,
because I think my flight was like in 2 hours, and then they were like, "No, push bad weather," and I was having to go to Ireland,
do you
so I was
know
stuck
if
for
at
eight
that
hours.
time you had a lounge access? Because that makes a world of a difference.
No, I didn't know. You know what?
I love
The funny
lounges.
thing is in London, they had me in one. I don't know how they had it. They had like literally a bus has to take it to the other terminal.
Mhm, mhm.
Like you couldn't walk over
Yeah,
there, and so I
so
was just
big. It's
yes, I
big
was
out
just
there,
sitting
man.
there. I was just like, okay, but it's not my first time going. So no, I was gonna ask you also, and I think I've asked you this before when I was in training. Well, in your classes, I want to call them sessions. I had asked you, what got you into working out though? Because I just don't know why. I mean, we have PE since
Right.
elementary, and I was just like, I can't do this. I hate this. I hate this. And yes, I was born big all my life. But what got you into it? Like, what called your attention? What said,
Man, I
hey, I like
mean,
this?
so I got into boxing when I was like 10, 11, 12. And the reason why I got into boxing is because I wanted to be able to beat up all my brothers. Because they wouldn't pick on me, but like there'd be moments where they would overpower me, or at least one of my brothers would.
You got to be ready. Yeah.
Yeah, so I wanted to do boxing so I can be able to handle them at one point, right? So I remember my dad took me to a boxing gym, signed up. Really wasn't serious at the time. He was just, whatever. I was just bullshit. I forgot what got me real serious into boxing. Like there was a moment where just a switch happened and I just started just taking it serious. I don't know if it's because I watched the Rocky movies or if it's because um I did a sparring session and I noticed that, man, I got gassed out really easy. So if I
Mhm.
ran more, I wouldn't gas out more, which means I can keep up. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, but then the more invested I got in boxing and the more better I wanted to get in the ring, just the more motivated I got. You know what I mean? Like I
Mhm.
was just training, I was working out after training. Okay, another thing too is I wanted to develop a strong body, and I wanted to turn heads at like 10, 11, 12, right?
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I
But the thing
gotcha.
is, I will tell you this, dude. I will tell you this that I was very athletic and fit from middle school. Like I had a six pack all the way from middle school till I graduated, right?
Shut up. Okay.
And but I had no confidence. I was with Francesca at the time.
You?
Yeah, I
No
had no
confidence?
confidence. When I was single and me and Francesca had broken up after ninth grade, 10th grade, we broken up the beginning of 10th grade. Um, I was single from 10th grade all the way till I graduated, right? Or,
Yes.
I dated throughout those years, but um I had no confidence. I know I was athletic, I know, but I didn't know how to talk to girls, I didn't know how to make any moves. I was very like just not confident. I was cool with everybody. I had good
You're
circle
not
of friends. I'm
shy.
not
You're just
shy.
you're just
I just had no
neutral.
game. I had no
Okay.
game, yeah. But the
Really?
main reason why I started working out was to build a strong body, and to be good at my sport. Now, where I'm at now as a trainer and as a competitor, um, I had graduated high school. I was gonna do the whole thing. I'm a motivated person. I'm gonna go to school. I'm gonna
Mhm.
graduate, and I wanted to do graphic design. I really wanted to like. I used to draw a lot.
Mhm.
I don't draw anymore. Like I haven't picked up a pen and paper in maybe since 2020. I don't know.
Get back on it. I
And I
mean,
had a
just
friend give me a. She's giving me a sketchbook and everything to kind of help. I just never. If I have a moment to myself, I'll just like beat it or something. I'm just kidding.
good.
But um, I wanted to go into graphic design, and then I got a bump in my road. The first semester of college ended, right? First semester of college ended. I come back second semester knowing I have a scholarship because when I graduated from my high school, they gave everybody in the program I was with $4,000 for
Correct.
scholarship. Yeah, Project Grad.
Mhm.
So I'm like, hey, I'm here to register, yada yada. Well, here's your balance. And I was like, well, what about my scholarship? They're like, there's no scholarship. So I had a balance of like, I don't know, $500 for the semester. So I took a few months off, worked, saved up, and I went back a few months later to go, hey, here's the balance.
Mhm.
Oh no, your scholarship kicked in. Okay. So now I had to do the process over again where I had to register and sign up for
What? Yeah, that's
classes.
annoying.
It was annoying. And that's where I went to HCC to go sign up, to go talk to a counselor. And I saw the line and I was like, fuck this. And so
Mhm.
I didn't continue with school. So
I don't blame you.
what got me into fitness, right?
Okay, yeah, let's go back to that. Yeah.
So, just kind of giving you some context. Okay, so I'm working at the YMCA in the neighborhood and also in downtown.
Mhm.
I meet a friend, or I met somebody at the downtown gym. I met at the YMCA in the neighborhood,
Correct.
and he trained me. I was always big in working out. I loved working out. I just didn't know what I was doing, but I worked on my arms, worked on my abs, cool. But he gave me an actual structure. This is what got me into I just remember. I wanted to go back into college. I wanted to go to a university, and I wanted to walk on a football field to play football and live the Blue Mountain State lifestyle. I don't know if you've ever seen that show.
Yes, I have.
That's what got me into bulking up was, okay, I wanna put on some size, I wanna play football, even though I wasn't a very good football player in high school. but I wanted to play ball, go to school, and just enjoy myself, right? So that summer, I met somebody. We became friends. He trained me, put on some size. Cool, cool, cool. I was still too lazy to sign up for school. And then throughout that time, I met another friend. His name's Max. Um, and me and Max would work out. My friend would train me and Max got involved with this company. And Max invited me to go to this, meeting.
Mhm.
So I went with Max, and it was an Advocare meeting. Love Advocare, no regrets. I saw the vision, the products, what they could do for my athleticism. So I invested in the products, I invested in the business, and I didn't do much with it at first, but I knew that I wanted to build a business through Advocare, right? So I was getting a friend on products. Mind you, I just got trained by my friend at the time. He showed me a structure. I put on some good size. I got involved with Advocare. That's where entrepreneurship kind of started like seeping into my brain because it's network marketing. Network marketing has entrepreneurship values in it.
True.
How to run it, how to follow up, how to do all these things. So I'm getting people on products. I'm trying to get people on products. The first person I get on products is a good friend of mine. He was staying with me, or he stayed with me periodically throughout the week. So he was like, "Yeah, man, I'll buy products from you." And so he bought products from me, and he would go with me to the gym. So he was my first customer. Yeah, he was my first customer, and we would work out. My friend at the time that was training me stopped training me, or he moved to another gym or something like that.
Got it.
And a lot of, I learned a lot from him. It made sense to me. Whatever we were doing, it just clicked on what we were doing,
So
why
it's
we
like
were
a
doing it.
calling. You just really
In
you
a
fell
sense.
easily.
Well,
Yeah.
it's the second calling. Wait, the first calling was it was making sense to me.
Okay.
Second calling was when I was helping my friend that was on products. He was going to the gym with me, and I was walking him through the workout with me. And I saw that, wow, I know how to walk somebody through a workout. I know how to guide them. I know how to help them. And that's when I
Which you do.
realized,
You're very passionate that
yeah,
I can thank you for that. I thank you
yeah,
for that.
yeah, man, appreciate that. And at that moment, I knew, wow, I can actually, I can help people. I can actually help people. And then, of course, in the Advocare world, I met another friend who I still work with to this day. He's actually my current business mentor, but he's the one that sat down with me and taught me more entrepreneurial variables and skills. And not just in the Advocare world, but then he taught me about personal training. And he was like, yeah, man, if you want to be a trainer, um, let's link up and let's, pretty much just help me build up my clientele, how to set up appointments and how to do the appointments. Um, and then once you sign them up, how to structure the program, you know what I mean? And that was what got me into everything.
So right now, I was gonna ask you, what is it that people can do? And we were just talking about it earlier, and I'm going back to it. But let's say someone's nervous, someone's a little hesitant. Do they still reach out to you? Because I know you don't have we were talking about it's your word of mouth, and you
Hmm.
actually pick up a lot of customers through word of mouth because you do it so good.
Hmm.
He's not easy on you, and he's not hard on you, but he acts it hard. But no, yeah, for example, I know you can handle it because I know when we've trained, I've cussed you out.
Hmm.
I'm like, motherfucker,
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
you're like,
No, no.
and you're just like real. You're not stoic, but you're just very neutral. You're like, keep going, keep going. So I will say this: I recommend for your classes, but you also have private sessions,
Uh-huh.
and you also have an app, right?
I
Go ahead
have
and explain the app to people too.
my app is it's my online one-on-one coaching. I honestly, it's gonna be the future of my business, because it's feasible. It's not as much as you pay for in person. And you're able to get more workouts out of it, and it's flexible, right? Because I've been in the business of one-on-one for so many years that, reschedules happens, cancellations
Yeah,
happen, right? That's
I had COVID one week, and I was like, I can't make it. And
yeah,
you're like, all
and
right, we're gonna
it,
push
it
you back.
happens, it
Yeah, yeah.
happens. But when I have an online client, instead of them canceling on me or rescheduling, well, they know what to do. Their workout's in front of them. If they
Mhm.
can't make it to the gym today, they could just move it to another day. They know what they're gonna do. Or if they're gonna go to the morning, if they're gonna go to the gym at 5 a.m., but they sleep in, okay, well, I'll just move my workout till, when I get off work. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So there's less cancellations, there's less reschedules. It's more of getting it done at your pace, at your time. So that's how the online coaching works. Still go over the nutrition. I still customize your workouts according to your goals and according to your fitness. So if you have like aches and pains and stuff like that, then I'll be able to restructure your workout. So let's say you have shoulder pain. I already know you can't do certain exercises. So I'll give you the appropriate exercises that don't aggravate that pain. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
same thing I was to do as if we're in person, but you get more workouts. It's more flexible and it's less of a cost than one-on-one training. Not that I'm trying to take away from one-on-one training, but if you want something that's more sustainable and long lasting and flexible for you, I go with online coaching. But I do have clients and I do have consultations where they're like, no, that sounds great and all, but I need somebody there. And I
No,
get
that's
that.
me, and I need you there because if you're not there, I mean, I literally have a treadmill at home. I
Hmm.
have everything at home. I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it. I need you to be like, come on, we're gonna do this. And I like it because one thing I remember is you. I don't know how do you keep time with all of us? Because that's one thing I noticed, like, because it's an hour session
Hmm.
when it's the class session, the group session, and you'll just be like, all right, next week. Because I'm like, how the hell does he know? Like, I'll be like, F this. I'm already mad on the floor because
Like,
I'm like,
how do I keep up with the
the
timing?
timing, yeah, because
I have a
because like
stopwatch.
if I get, oh, you do?
I have a
No, I didn't
stopwatch.
even notice, dude. I never noticed because
Come
let me tell
on.
you,
I'm
no,
like, all
for
right,
real,
let's
like, come
go.
on.
Yeah.
Shoot, I never pay attention. I'm
I
always like,
mean, it's good.
I mean, because I'm in my head, I'm like, I hate you.
I have a
I hate you. And
stopwatch. 45
I'm
seconds
doing the
and
bridges
go.
on the floor, and I'm like, I hate you. I hate
Yeah.
you. But I need that push
Hmm.
because if I don't have that push, I'm not doing anything. I'm just gonna be sitting
For
there
sure.
watching. Now, like right now, because I'm healing, I can't do certain things, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm just like, man, I want to get on the treadmill, but it's so hot. I know if I break into a sweat, I'm gonna get an
Yeah.
infection and be in the hospital again.
Can't be sweating, man. I get that.
Yeah. No. Okay. So I was gonna say I like the one on. No, I like in person
Hmm.
because, and I know you miss me
Hmm.
only because who else is gonna surprise you when when my shoe goes flying off at the rower?
You're
My
the only
shoe
one,
goes.
man. You're the only
He was
one.
like, and he wanted to laugh, but he was trying to be
No,
so.
I wasn't gonna.
No, you wanted to laugh. Don't lie.
I
You
was a
wanted
little
to
thrown
laugh.
off. I was a little
No,
thrown
you were
off.
being professional. You wanted to laugh, and my
Mhm.
shoe was off, and my foot was this way, and you were just like,
Trust me, man. I've had clients fart, and I love farts because they make me laugh. There's two things in my mind that puts a smile on anybody's face. That's wieners and farts. You can't tell me that. Anytime there's a wiener in a movie, I chuckle a little bit. I can't help it. And everybody knows that. If we're watching a movie and there's a cock in that movie, we all look at each other because it's just funny. And then farts as well. Farts is always gonna
oh
make
my
somebody laugh.
God, did you ever have you how many times I've been like on the floor and you got us doing like the floor exercise and
Hmm.
I'm like, don't come over here because I cut
Okay, yeah, I
one.
know
I
you
cut
tried
the
to. No,
cheese. Like
yeah.
and it was really bad because he gave me a I'm on protein and I'm cutting the cheese. Like I know it's
That's
gonna
what I'm
be
saying, man. It's hard for me to stay
is
professional when I
wait,
hear a fart.
is that why you keep the fan on?
No, that's
So
because
I have to blow it
trust me,
away.
I'm not perfect myself, man. I'm walking around, pacing around. You know what I mean? I gotta let some out too.
Is that
Um,
you by the bike? Because one time I was on the bike
no,
and I was like,
I'm
what
not gonna fart
happened
next
here?
to somebody because I feel bad if they get crop dusted. I just make sure if you see me in the corner and everyone's like far over here, just know I'm
Shut up,
not.
because I've
Just
seen
know
you
I'm
too
not.
many.
Just know I'm not resting.
I hate you because there's so many times I've seen you in the corner.
Yeah, I
You're
was
just
probably.
like I'm like,
I was letting
why is that
loose.
window getting so far? You know? No, I'm kidding.
Man.
No.
But yeah, so man, I've just it's happened multiple times where clients working out and they fart and I have to act like I don't hear it because I don't want to embarrass them, you know.
No, you'll know mine because mine will be like, can you imagine? It was like, bah, 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 and you're just like, keep going,
Just
keep
all right,
going.
straight
Yeah.
face, straight face.
I wouldn't be able to. I'd be like, are you okay? You got to go to the bathroom? 'Cause, you know,
Dude,
that was
yeah.
a little moist there, buddy.
Some
Like,
people, I mean, they gotta go take a shit after a while. They push themselves so much, man. Like, yeah,
I
they
know,
go take
I
a
know I've
shit.
had to go throw up.
Yeah.
I had to barf because I remember, what was it I had and I was stuck on my throat and I had to go run. I think I had like an apple. And the thing is, I had the apple like 20 minutes before, like driving to the gym,
Hmm.
and it was stuck right here. And I was like, I'll be like, you okay? I
Yeah.
came back, I'm like, I'm fine.
No, yeah, that happens, man. And again,
But it's just
like
natural
it's
functions, yeah.
natural. Yeah, I don't like turning people off by pushing them too hard their first couple sessions because it turns them off. You know what I mean? So I make sure to walk everybody through the. I can tell when somebody's gassed out or tired. I want them to complete the workout within reason and not feel discouraged because some people do that. They'll get sore. They get so discouraged because they're so sore or they didn't do it right that they don't even come back or they don't keep going.
There were 3 times that I didn't want to come back. And I'll tell you that right now. One time, and we already said the name, Brittany, she kind of kept me
Yeah, you
going.
did tell me that. You did tell me
I
that.
told you that
You told me that she encouraged you to keep
yeah,
going,
she's
right?
like, keep going. Thank you, Brittany. Brittany was like, no, you got to keep going. He's a cool guy. He's got you. Just talk to him afterwards. And I was like, all right, because I was like, remember, you're not off-putting, but you were just like a professional.
Hmm.
and I was on the ground, and I remember I was like, what's the word? Gassed out.
Yeah, I
I was
guess.
gassed out because I didn't
Okay.
know I wasn't eating right because
Mhm.
I wasn't following your diet.
Well,
And that's another thing. Some people like me just ain't gonna
and every
follow the
day when
diet
I
plan.
saw you, I asked you, "What'd you eat today?"
Yes,
And
that's
that
one
and
thing.
that also let me know because I do know that you were kinda, like, going up a hill battle with eating, not eating, so I didn't know if you ate a good amount of food that day, you're gonna have a good workout. If you didn't eat so much, then it's not
That's
disease
true
intensity.
because I remember that at the end you'd be like, "Hey, whatever you ate really helped you out
I can
today."
see it. I can
Because
see
I
it.
know by like what's it? How you do? You do 4 sessions? No, 4 sets, right? In a session, or four stations.
4 exercises per station is 4 stations, so 16
Yeah,
exercises.
16 exercises. And I know by the end I would be just you call it gassed out, but
Mhm.
I call it just messed up.
Just
I was
yeah,
like, I'm gonna go sit on this bench, screw
handicap.
everybody else.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I can't do this,
And
and I
that's
just
fine. That's the whole beauty of the setup of the class is so everybody can go at their own pace. You know what I
mhm.
mean? Some people are moving, some people take little breaks during their 45 seconds and keep going. That's the beauty of it. And I love that it's designed for anybody, whether they're beginner, intermediate, advanced. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's
And I don't know if anyone's gonna hear this, but I think it's good to say, and I don't know where the camera's at. I'm just looking that way. That you're a helper.
mhm,
You're a trainer, you're a coach, but you're a helper.
yeah.
Because there have been so many times I was just ready to quit,
Hmm.
and you're like, "No, keep going." And I want to thank you for that. For
For
I know
sure.
I keep sounding like
I
I'm
do
butt kissing, but
remember
I'm
when
not.
you got started, you're very shy. You've never been to the gym or you're very shy of the gym.
I hate the gym, yeah.
And I'm glad you overcame that, at least with me, I guess, or at least
No,
like
yeah. If I go to Anytime Fitness or
because
or
you would always cover up a lot too. You would cover up a lot, like head to toe, and just work out cool. But now that I think about it, you were a little shy. But after, man, maybe after your first maybe 6 weeks or so, because 6 weeks go by like that. Yeah, man, you're in your
I just
groove.
didn't give a damn anymore.
You're in your groove, and then Omar,
Yeah, you can
O-
say it.
Omar noticed you, and I'm glad that he noticed your improvements just by being at home. And when he got with me and seeing his improvements, it's more than just look. We were talking about this the other day on Thursday. It's more than just looks and the scale, but your quality of life and how you function throughout the day that really matters.
And
And
it
that's
is.
where the longevity of sticking to your routine will take you far rather than just, oh, I don't look a certain way after 2 months. Oh, I didn't lose a certain amount of weight after 2 months. Well, you're still in a better place than you were if you hadn't started. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and I'll tell you how. For a perfect example, I'm always the one that's gonna sit on the couch and watch TV.
Hmm.
Always, every day of my life. After joining with you, even after I had to go on, I call it medical leave,
Hmm.
and I still have to get up and walk around. Even after surgery, I got up and walked around. I
Mhm.
was like, I gotta
You
do
had
something.
you
I
gotta
gotta
do
move.
something, like
I gotta constantly move. And even if I'm watching something, I'm like, all right, well, I gotta get up and start cleaning. I gotta get
yeah,
up and mop. I gotta do something because I'm like, I just feel guilty if I'm just sitting down. I
yeah.
do. I feel very guilty. But I was gonna say, now we're gonna go to the funny part. So you like watching movies, you like
Love
watching
movies,
shows.
love
Have you
movies.
seen the documentary about The Biggest Loser
I
on
haven't, I
Netflix?
heard it's
Dude, you have to
good.
watch it because you know
And,
what?
oh, I've always been against the Biggest Loser protocol of how
Thank
they go
you.
about things.
Because one on the very beginning, I think it's like how many? I think is it what a movie or an episode? It's
So,
episodes,
I
right?
think it's episodes.
Episodes.
I don't know.
The very first episode, one guy, I think he was like the first winner. He was like, "Hey," he goes, "I dehydrated and everything just so I can win." That he was like urinating blood and stuff like that. And I'm just paraphrasing here. And he was like that they told him, "Hey, we do drug tests on you or whatever." And he was like peeing blood because he was dehydrated.
Mhm.
And I was like, in competition, do they do that? Have you seen people do that? Do people
And
go to those extremes?
oh, yeah, for sure, in bodybuilding competitions, yeah. I used to do it.
Is
I
it
used
safe? I
it's
mean,
n I mean,
I ain't worried about my kidney and my liver function.
it just depends. So the way I did it was I'll just cut out water like the day of the show. I would taper water down throughout the week. So 2 gallon, 2 gallons, half a gallon, 2 bottles of water, sips of the show. You know what I
You
mean?
weren't dizzy or anything
No,
like
I felt
that?
fine. We're not doing much. We're just sitting in our hotel rooms. But that's me, right?
Mhm.
As a natural competitor, you know what I mean? Now there are people that do extremes. They would taper down their water and they'll take diuretics
Oh, crap.
which makes more water release, and you can hurt your body by dehydrating
Yeah,
yourself too much, and
kidney stones.
it happens, dude, like, people get cramps, people fainted, uh, and people pass away, you know what I mean, just
No,
by
that's
cutting
just they
water,
could literally stroke out from it,
and,
yeah.
yeah, and your body needs electrolytes, your body needs water, and, um, personally, working with my coach who's a natural bodybuilder as well, you know, I had never felt so great losing weight because I was eating foods as long as I didn't pass out calories. So I was drinking alcohol almost every day. I was eating bread every
Mm,
day. Like I wasn't surpassing my numbers. And there were days where I was not perfect and I went over my numbers. But still, hey, I know what I need to do to get results and just stay in this number, right? So I was drinking alcohol, I was eating bread, going out to eat if I wanted to. You know what I mean? So I was able to do all that. And then when it came down to the week of the show, I was a little curious, like, okay, well, am I gonna cut water out? Nope. I drank water throughout the whole time. If anything, he wanted me to chug water before stepping on stage because it helps release more water, when you gotta pee.
mhm.
And that's what I really appreciate the most about the science of natural bodybuilding or just bodybuilding in general is that the reason why I say natural is because a lot of a lot of general population, like people that are not involved in the industry don't know, but there are a lot of PED use in actual bodybuilding
What's
competitions.
that?
Performance enhancing drugs, steroids.
Oh, like, well, I'm on a steroid, but I'm on prednisone.
I mean,
It's like a doctor
yeah,
recommended.
for sure. Like
That's
that's
not PED.
yeah,
Okay,
it's kind of
okay.
PED. Like what I'm saying, the recreationally or for like for their
Is that the ones that
aesthetics.
like shoot up like on their butt and
I
stuff?
mean, you can. I mean, I'm not an expert, but I do a lot. I listen to a lot of different podcasts and different things, right? But yeah, you can inject it. And you can also take them oral. But
Oh,
from
okay.
from what I hear, it's better to take it injected because it goes directly to your bloodstream compared to going through your kidneys. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
but that's still bad. Well,
for sure.
I'm not a medical professional. I'm not
For
gonna talk
sure.
about that. So,
And I mean, this is why I never really dabbled. Don't get me wrong, I've tried some stuff, but
hmm
not longer than a few weeks, right? And that was just pills. They're called Anavar, which just helps you with retaining muscle and I don't know. But I tried it for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then COVID happened. I was literally in the middle of training for a show, and I'm glad that that happened because I'm glad I never went down that rabbit hole because I just stopped it, right? And then ever since then, I've never started with it again because I realized when I'm listening to all these different podcasts of actual professionals that are top tier competitors, they're very open about it. Some lie, some don't lie, but regardless, it sounds like too much to keep up with. Mind you, just being healthy and in shape takes a good structure of, you know, exercise and nutrition
routines.
routine and
Yeah.
regimen, right? Imagine having that. Now, if you're going to be extreme and want to, get on the juice, um you got your cardio, you got your workouts, you got your nutrition. Now you gotta take this X amount of times a week, and then you gotta take this X amount of times a week, and then when you get off your stuff, you gotta combat the effects by taking this. You know what I mean? It just seemed like
I
too
can't
much.
keep up with all.
I
I can't.
and
I forget to pay a critical
that's
bill.
yeah.
Like,
That's
like,
just a simplification of why I choose not to go down that route.
mm,
On top of longevity, and on top of like, why am I even competing? Like, you're not getting life-changing money when you win. You
you
barely
really
get
don't.
any money. No.
It probably covers for your travel, but
Nope.
probably no.
I mean, no, no, the federation I compete for is a great federation. They're starting out. They're actually giving us they're actually giving us like goods and they take care of us. And they're actually giving us some prize money compared to the one before where they were actually exploiting people. Um, and it's appreciated. Like first place gets like $500, maybe 1,000. So,
hmm
and registration that barely covers your registration and your hotel. You know what I mean? So that's why it really boils down to whenever I compete, why are you competing? Because some people put their whole heart and soul in competing and they want it to become something,
But
right?
I asked you earlier, are you gonna be competing soon? Because your arms are getting thick.
Thanks,
Like
man. No, I'm
not
just,
not like in a not like, oh, I'm looking at you like that.
no,
I'm
for
just like,
sure.
hey, I
No,
noticed a
yeah,
difference. Like your
yeah.
arms, like, are you built? Are you working
I'm
out for
not
you, or are you
competing.
getting ready for the big events?
No, the wedding? No.
Yeah,
This is honestly, this is just lifestyle for me at this point.
really.
Now that I've gone through my trial and errors with bulking and cutting,
hmm
I've bulked for so many times and I've dropped 40 pounds, 50 pounds in like in 3 months, 4 months. It's exhausting and your body doesn't look the same when you lose that weight that fast, right? And so I'm glad that because I used to do that. I used to do hard diets, hard training, and once I was done with my competition, I would just indulge, and
I've
bulk
never
and
seen you
bulk.
like that. I've always seen you fit. Like you're always
Yeah,
like tight. And I'm like,
yeah.
damn it. Like
Well,
I'm
man,
on the floor. Like
when
I
I
can't look like that.
when I started working with you is when I started working with my coach, and that's when the new
Got it.
understanding of nutrition and balance came around
Got it.
now. So before then, it was just extreme to extreme unhealthy, where I'll just eat everything, get all bloated, get very chunky,
Hmm.
and I was constantly doing that from
And
2015
is
to
this
20.
is this why you don't like the Biggest Loser thing? Because you said you weren't with the program, you didn't agree
Well,
with
I mean,
it.
the way they make them do it, they make them again, mind you, they're beginners.
Yes.
And if, I mean, from my understanding, they would just make them do extreme things, extreme diets, and it's for a competition. I mean, they're doing hard running and they're overweight. It's not good on your joints. You know what I mean?
But have you seen you say you haven't seen the
I haven't seen
documentary.
the documentary.
Watch it. You're
Yeah.
gonna see some of the people. No, I don't
And
want to give it
no, no,
away.
no.
I don't want to give
And
it
what
away.
happens?
But
What I've heard is that they gained their weight back.
okay, yeah, you'll have people that talk about that, but you'll hear the other worst
Uh
drastic
huh.
measure.
And
So
why the reason why they gained the weight back is because they lost that weight so suddenly, so harsh. Again, just like me, whenever I lost the weight for competition, the moment that you reach your end point, now it's like, all right, now I get to do.
yeah, because you have to keep a steady pace. Because and I kind of figured that out when I was watching the documentary. I was like, of course you're gonna gain the weight back because you were working out 8 hours straight,
And
and
you're
now you're going back to
depriving your body,
you're
you're
going back to your
restricting.
normal life, and you can only work out 2 hours, and you're probably thinking you can eat the same. And because I will say it right now, you have to learn how to eat. But
Mhm.
what other shows are you watching? Are you You said what were you watching?
Watched like Katrina on Netflix. I was just like in and out of that one.
Okay,
It
the
was
one on Hulu is better and it's more accurate.
yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, we'll
Okay.
definitely check it out. Francesca lost interest on the third episode. It was funny. Like she was super into the first two episodes where, the storm happened and people were going through all the crazy stuff. And then I came home and her and my mom were watching it. And then throughout the episode, like I'm just doing whatever around the house. And I just see her on her computer, on her phone, the show's on. I'm like, she's not even paying attention to
I
it.
do that,
And I
and you
told
get
her,
mad at me for
and
that.
I told her that I was like, you didn't pay attention to that last episode. She's like, I know. I was like, it's because it's not as intense anymore. Like it's about after the storm and everybody's all trying to
But
figure out their lives.
but
It's
I
yeah.
kind of understand her in a sense because I'm not gonna name the show, but it's after Tuesday before Thursday,
hmm
and it's the second season. And I just started watching it because I love the first season so
hmm
much. You know what day that of the week that is in that movie, that show on Netflix?
After Tuesday, before
Before
Thursday.
Thursday.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because you never won, so I come back and sue you. Thanks
You like
Netflix.
those shows? You
Huh?
like the new season?
I don't like the new season.
Mm.
I'm not feeling it. I feel like they're trying hard to capture the first season because the
I
first season
was
was awesome.
I was telling this to a friend of mine, a client of mine as well. Like, there's so many franchises, and I was telling you this about The Conjuring. Was that when we started?
Yeah,
Before?
no, I think we were
Like,
recording it. Yeah,
man,
The Conjuring.
franchises like they just milk, and the quality of the content or the writing just goes down,
Yes.
down, down. And I'm don't get me wrong, I get it's a money machine.
Yeah.
I'm nowhere near that.
No.
You're
You're right because La Llorona and The Conjuring,
Mhm.
horrible. I was like, what the fudge
Mhm.
is this? Like, I was like, what? Are you kidding me? And then if you just like you said, it's the marketing. They're money makers. Did you hear about Sex and the City? And then just like that, they try to bring it back, and it was
They
so
tried
bad.
revamping it, right?
Yeah, and it was so
Why was it
bad.
bad from your perspective?
From my
Because
have
you watched the original. I never watched the original. My friend recommends it all the time. I haven't yet to watch it yet.
You have to watch the original. The original, I feel like, because not only, but then if you see it, some things are outdated, like the phones and
But that's great. It's like going in a time machine. I love watching old shows for that reason.
I'm gonna cut you.
I saw
I'm gonna
Entourage.
cut you.
You know what I mean?
He's like-
You see
like,
what's the music, the style, the
The answering
technology.
machine,
Yeah.
and I'm like, yeah, I do miss that. But
I was around during. I mean, obviously I was around, but I
you
remember.
were like 4.
What years were Sex and the City? Like,
60 was like 1998 to 2004.
okay, yeah.
That's how much
I was
fan I
definitely in
am.
elementary
I know.
school when it.
Yeah,
Is
you
that
were
when it
4.
ended?
It ended in 2004, and then they made the movie in 2008, which was
Okay.
good. 2012 was the second movie.
Mhm. So they did the movies years after it lost.
Yeah, they
its-
did.
okay.
No. The first movie, we were always excited.
For
Everybody
sure.
was
Like
lit.
people came back
Yeah.
for it. That's 4 years of no
But then
content.
4 years after for the second movie, it was, I was like, all right.
I heard that one's like they're in the desert, right?
Yeah,
I
and it
remember
was-
my mom
it
talking
was
shit.
like, yeah, okay. No,
She was like, they're in the desert.
I love your
all the
mom. How's
time.
she doing, brother?
She's good. She's doing great, yeah.
I love her. And I agree with your mom on that one.
Yeah.
The second movie, I was just like, I paid how
I
much
just
for
remember
this?
she came out the movie theaters. She was just, I didn't go, but she
I
came
went.
out
I went to the movie theater and I was like, and then they revamped the show in 2021, I
Netflix?
think. No, on HBO Max. They
Okay.
brought it back. And the first 2 episodes, I was kind of mad
Why?
because one of the main characters, who I think, and I will say it right now, we gotta give the flowers to Kim Cattrall. Kim Cattrall is Samantha Jones. She was more open about sex in her life versus the other one. She was more open. She didn't care. She was a female character that treated sex like in that time in the 90s. She had sex like a man had sex. Like she
Like, all
didn't
the
care about the
time, yeah.
guy's name. She was like, hit it and quit it. Like this was before all this. Now where everybody's comfortable with that.
Mhm.
And they didn't bring her back. The actress didn't want to come back. And now, like, we all owe her, that woman, an apology. We owe
Why?
in
Because people
Cachano.
gave her shit as a character?
No, as because she was like, I don't want to reprise the role anymore. She's
Oh.
like, I'm done. I closed the chapter,
Yeah, man. I
but
would
no,
say
so many people were against her. And then now that the show was so horrible, so
it's
horribly
good thing
written,
she didn't come back.
yeah, it was like, man, we all deserve to hug this woman. Like we deserve to send her money. We got to cash app this
So
woman.
what made the show so bad in your opinion?
The writing was so bad.
So
And it wasn't that, oh, because some people were saying it's too woke, it's too this. No, it wasn't that. Because you can make a show that's woke. You can make a show that's conservative
it
that can be considered
is it
good.
because they tried doing the same gags in the original, the same, you know what I mean? Same the type of
No.
jokes or
For
not?
me personally, I feel with and just like that, if they would have brought, like for example, those women had kids too, right? The
So they grew
female
up.
cast had kids. I feel like who did it good? Did you ever see Fuller House?
And
So
they've done all these
yeah,
revamps.
they
Yeah.
do so many revamps. But for me, what kept Fuller House going was they made the old cast as behind secondary
secondary.
characters, whereas the new kids were the new characters, the main characters.
The
They
new
should-
generation.
They should have done that with and just like that, don't you think? Because it was so bad. It was like they were trying to make him like one character's name is Charlotte. I love the actress. I love her and I love the character. They were trying to make her more comedic when I was like she was just perfect in the first Sex and the City. The second time she was like, oh no, you know, and I'm like, where's this coming from?
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
they changed one character and it was Miranda. They changed her character, and I'm like, I get it. People change. We all change, but at the same time, it never followed. Like you know, you got that one friend for 20 years. You're like, you know, that mofo was gonna do that, you know. But no, they changed him to. But okay, now let's go back. Movies. Have you seen the new Superman?
No.
And I know
I heard mixed things about it.
I actually liked it.
Dude, I just saw Man of Steel like a month ago.
Okay,
And
but
that's been out since 2011, 2012.
yeah, but they went back. I feel like okay, so I feel with the new Superman, they went back to 1980 Superman with Christopher Reeves, and I kind of like that feel, even though it was kind of the first 20
because it was very
minutes.
colorful.
Yeah, no, the first 20 minutes I was like, and I was like, and then I saw the guy, and I was like, the guy playing Superman, which I can't think of his name right now. I'll give him credit. Does he get an A rating? He gets like a B
Yeah.
plus, you know. But then at the end, when they brought Supergirl at the end, I was like, yes,
Yeah.
because I remember that's the 80s version.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, and then I was like, let me go watch the 80s Supergirl
So it
movie. And
brought
I
you
was
back,
like,
yeah.
I can't do this. But
No,
you
I
know,
haven't seen it.
what have you seen lately? Or what are
Yeah.
you into right now? And you know, I always do at the end, I always talk about the 2 favorite places you want to eat.
I love
recommend each But what
I
have you
love
watched?
original movies, man. A24 is killing it, man. They have a lot
They
of
really are.
they have a lot of original ideas, original movies that don't have a lot of sequels, and I appreciate that the movies that don't
Yes.
have sequels because it's just a standalone
You're talking about the
movie.
production company A24.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, for
no,
sure.
they're really bringing out
They're
good
killing
movies,
it.
yeah.
I mean, I want to watch the new Rock movie. I love The Rock. He's doing this movie called The Smashing Machine that's coming out.
I heard about it, but seen it.
What was the last movie we saw? We saw Sinners at the movies.
Is Sinners good?
It's pretty good. It's good.
Okay.
It's a cool action vampire movie. Me and Francesca,
That one.
I
Okay.
took her to go watch something she did not want to go watch. What movie? What? Oh, it's Weapons. Weapons was really good. I liked
Okay.
it. I liked it.
I'm
It
gonna
was
watch it because I
It's a
haven't.
horror movie.
No, it's on
Psychological.
streaming. Yeah, it's with what's her name? The girl she's in Ozark, right?
I think so. She has like the curly hair.
Yeah, she
short.
did. She did Inventing Anna. What's her name? She did Inventing Anna. She's in Ozarks, and I think she's gonna do. This is for me, for my people, Love Wins. She's gonna do Madonna. She's gonna play Madonna.
that's
Madonna
what's up.
hired
Yeah,
her
that's
still,
what's
so they're
up.
still gonna do it. I
Hell
thought I
yeah.
saw her recently on TikTok. She's still gonna.
Yeah.
But no, I know, and you're really busy with the wedding
Uh-huh,
planning.
yeah.
We're gonna talk about
Oh,
that.
man.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Sorry, girls, A's and gays. He's taken already. But we love Franny. I know we
Mhm.
love her. No, what was I gonna say? Favorite hot spots to eat lately? Because I know you like Taps. I went over there the other day and I was
Taps?
like, Tapatitlan.
Oh, Tips.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he calls it that Taps, and I was like, ever since he said
Yeah,
it like that, I
Tap.
say it that. I go, let's go to Taps. But
Man, places to eat. Okay, Squabble. Me and
Where's that at?
Francesca love it. It's on 19th and Shepherd, like right at the edge of
you know,
19th.
I haven't been to the Heights lately.
Dude, the best chicken in Houston, hands down.
You gotta
Squabble.
try Tumble off Houston and Washington.
Yes, my mom, my brother went there. It's
Oh,
like fried chicken or something.
Oh yeah,
like
no,
that.
it's really good because I go to the one on the west side
Mhm.
by I-10 and the Beltway,
Yeah.
and they actually have really good happy hour deals.
hmm
I think Mondays and Tuesdays they have beers for $4, and then
Okay.
they got margaritas on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
No, Mondays and Tuesdays. No, and Wednesdays it's all day happy hour.
Okay. Nice.
So that's good. And then no, in their food, actually, you know how people
know
have
that's
ranch,
right.
like what's it called, ranch style beans, the can. I thought it was gonna be like that, but no, they have really good beans. I recommend Tumble 22, and they have candy deviled eggs. I like
Hell
it.
yeah, hell
But
yeah.
yeah, and their chicken is huge. Like their big portions are generous. They're very generous.
Okay,
But
good
where
stuff.
else again?
Squabble is number one. Number two would be, I mean, Surf and Tide. I don't know. I think it's called Surf and Tide. We went there for the beginning of restaurant
Give
week.
locations. Maybe people will
It's
know.
Studiowood and Studiowood and 10th, I think. It's right next to the Frost Bank, right next to Sunburger.
Oh, I know what you're talking
It looks
about.
like a house.
Yeah, where Ruggles used to be. Ruggles
Yes,
Green.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
it's
yes.
right over there. That
It's
little they
so
had the
good.
dessert shop,
Yeah,
right? The
man,
ice cream shop.
it's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, they had. I forgot what I ordered. It was some crab cake. It was just delicious, dude. I want to
But
go back.
I tell Omar, I'm like, we gotta go to Sunburger. I don't care
Yeah,
what people say.
I've been thinking
Sunburger.
about Five Guys, dude.
Five Guys, why?
I don't know. They give you so much for the price that you pay for, honestly. Or
really
like if
do?
you go to Hop Dotty, you pay $20 for this burger and it's like this big and you get a little bit of fries. That's the thing about all this gourmet shit. That's like
Mhm.
it's just like nah.
Yeah, I was just talking to somebody about overpriced places. Like, I don't like Hop Daddy's fries. I
Too
should not
small.
be saying that because they can come back and sue me for that.
Yeah.
But no, because they're what they call them shoestring. They're
Shoestring
shoestring
fries,
fries.
yeah.
Yeah. No, but I know what you're saying. I'm not gonna name the other place I don't like. But what's my other place that I've been going lately? I've been stuck to. It's Tumble. I like Fadi's, and I like yeah, that's it. Because lately I've just
I
been
love
so
Mediterranean. Is that
Right?
Fadi's, right?
Go to Fadi's. Oh, Fadi's because they give you that hummus and it's actually freshly made hummus and they put that oil in it. Because there's other places, but this one, and then they give you that warm naan. It's
Mhm.
all complimentary. You can ask for it.
Yeah.
But I like their Turkish coffee, and then they give you that little candy that comes with it, and then they give you the sugar cubes to go with
Hell
it. It's
yeah.
so good. It's really good. Gets you wired.
God, I love it. So good. Can't
But
go wrong.
okay, so where can people find you? I always say that. Where can people find you? I know you don't have a website, but go ahead and give out your phone number, the business phone number,
Oh yeah, it's
and your social medias.
social medias would be honestly the best way to get a hold of me is through Facebook, Eric Rodriguez, ERIC, Rodriguez, RODRIGUEZ. It should be a picture of me in a maroon suit with a medal. If that's not what you see, that's not me. And then my Instagram is rocky.rdz.
I don't follow you on Facebook because I was always trying to keep it professional.
Yeah.
And then we got close, and then I just don't. And then I know Omar follows you, and I'm like,
I didn't realize Omar. I didn't realize Omar's last name. I
Oh.
kept seeing Omar, and I was
It's
like, "Who's this
I
guy?"
know it's a crazy last
And I
name.
sent him a
Omar.
message, like as if I didn't know who he was. He's like,
Really?
"Yeah,
What
yeah."
the hell?
It was just a message saying, hey, if there's anything that you want to see more of, let me know. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? I've always
Dude,
like,
don't say it like that. That
well, I
sounds
mean,
like
that's just a
that sounds
generic
like
way
an-
of how, but there was like a whole thing that I say with
No.
somebody that's new in my friend group and on my pages. I
Do you have a
see-
TikTok?
no. Well, I do. I don't use it. I just
No,
don't use it.
because I was gonna say I'm gonna tag you everything on the YouTube channel, but I'm gonna
Yeah,
tag
I think
you-
my TikTok, I think it's rocky.rdz as well.
Okay, but I'm gonna tag everything. I'm gonna put everything on the platform. Comment on the YouTube page. What if I can have you back on, ask
Yeah,
you what it is.
yeah.
I want to ask you before the wedding to come back
Okay.
because I know your wedding's in March.
Yeah.
That's the date I'm giving.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be at. No, I'm kidding. 'Cause I'm
Everyone's
like,
gonna
it's
come
gonna
in.
be an all-out party.
For
No, I'm
you,
kidding.
it's January and March. Don't miss it. The January one is the most important one.
Okay.
The March is fun. January is the most important. That's
Okay,
the
got it.
that's the I'm gonna be cheesy and I'm not super religious, but it's the most precious part of the
Yeah, because
wedding.
it's church wedding.
Yeah,
man.
church.
And I like it. It's the ceremony, and I know it's you're making it real. No, I'm kidding.
But then
But-
yeah, we'll party in March.
Yeah, but for last case resort, I am ordained.
Okay.
I
Hey, yeah,
am
that's
ordained.
true.
Like I'll go
That's
I'll
true.
pick up the license
I
and be
forgot
like,
about
I
that.
declare you.
I forgot
husband
about that.
No, I'm kidding. Thank you so much. And then thank you so much for coming out because I know
Thanks,
it's the
man.
second time.
No, I love
Because the
this.
first one we lost it. We lost all the recording. But again, this is why I trust producer Mike and the Free Podcast Center, the Woodlands. Free Podcast Center. Is it free? Let me see. Freepodcast.center, the Woodlands. Go ahead and ask for producer Mike. But he already knows you got to just schedule out my time out because if you try to come at my schedules, I can't say what I want to say because I'll get arrested. But I will come for you. But no, I know. Just seriously, he has really good pricing too. I think for an hour and a half recording, which is what I do, I think the price it's pretty legit. It's $215, and
So good.
yeah. So go ahead and thank you so much for coming again, Eric
you, thank you.
Rodriguez, the
Thank
trainer.
you.
Thank you so much. Okay, you have a good
No problem,
Saturday.
man.
All
Thank
right,
you. You too.
bye.
We'll see you soon.